Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT. This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Welcome from wherever you're watching us. Welcome to the Digital Business Forum, another episode that's running every Sunday. My name is David Kibalama. I'm an advisor in cybersecurity here in the US. I'm also a digital business owner, and I do have some very interesting individual with us today. We do have Karen Nguyen, Coach Karen Nguyen. She'll be here to share some information with us, and there's a lot to uncover and unveil today. Fix yourself a cup of coffee and get ready to learn something from today. We do have Dorothy, my co-hosts. I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves for those that are watching us for the very first time. Then we'll have our guest introduce herself, and we'll pick it up from there. So Dorothy.
All right. Okay. Dorothy's there. Sorry for the confusing. We have two Dorothys here. So now
you have to say Dorothy and no Dorothy.
All right.
Because we kind of like who is who, you know.
Okay, go ahead, Dorothy.
All right. So yeah, my name is Dorothy, and I'm a healthcare professional, and I am a mom, a wife. I am a digital business owner and mentor. So I am so happy to be here every Sunday to kind of inspire people to take a leap of faith into the digital world where everything is going digital, and you can literally make money, make a life out of digital space without bunching, without doing much. And we are here to help you do that. And we are so grateful to have Karen here, who is a business owner too in our community, and she's very successful. She has a lot to say today. Just amazing story of Karen is going to blow your mind away today. So like David said, grab a cup of coffee. If you want to grab a pen and a pencil or whatever, a book, whatever, something to write down, because this is going to be epic. Stay with us until the end, and we have a lot for you today so that you can make an informed decision going digital to make money and to make a better life for yourself and your family. Welcome to this forum. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. What a wonderful introduction. And yes, Karen is a seasoned businesswoman. We are really, really excited to have you here, Karen. Dorothy N., could you kindly take an opportunity to introduce yourself?
Okay. All right. Thank you, David, and everyone. And thank you so much, our guests, to give us this opportunity. So if it's your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy Nakalema, and a proud digital business coach, an entrepreneur, and a mom, a wife. We are just excited to have somebody on our team, like on our live today, because if you're in our community, you know what it means to have Coach Karen with us here. So back to you, David.
Thanks, Dorothy. And now, finally, we have been waiting for this moment. Karen, could you kindly take the opportunity?
To introduce herself, we have something for our viewers about her.
Okay.
I own a dental lab. And in the beginning, when I joined this online business, all I was looking for was supplement income so I can cut back on the hours that I have to work in the lab so that I can have more time with my kids. But today, I just I just finished making my rounds to all my dentists, and I just gave them all notices of us shutting down the lab. So as of March 31st, that will be my last day. I'm giving them some notice for them to find other labs to work with. So I just want to hop on here and share with you how it's been a bittersweet feeling. I wanted to shut down the lab, but I hold on to it for so long is because all the support that my dentists have given me throughout the years. So I didn't just want to leave them, but I know that is not where my heart is anymore. My heart is in this business and with this community, and I'm just really excited. And I just want to hop on here and share that with you. This is what I did. This is something that, when I started the business, I only wanted some supplement income. I've never imagined that this business could replace our full-time dental lab income, which has already surpassed for the last year. And today I have pulled the plug on that lab, and I'm happy, but I'm sad at the same time. And I just want to share that with you. And I just want to let you know that this business has allowed me to achieve so many things, like so many wild dreams that I never thought possible. One of that is, moving back to Surrey, where I used to grow up, that I never thought would be possible. And I'm sure that would not be possible if I was continuing to work at the dental lab. But because of this business, it had made that possible for me. And like I said today, the other thing that was possible for me that I never imagined could be possible is that me shutting down my lab. That is just same as someone quitting quitting their job. This is really what it is. And that dental lab has been our source of income for the last 10 years. And when I opened that lab, we spent over $100,000 as startup costs. And also it took us over 3 years to be able to kind of recover that $100,000. So at the same time, this business, my investment to start was $10,000. So that's like 1/10 of what I invested. And I've been doing this business for 4.5 years, and my income has already surpassed what I'm earning from my dental lab. Also, I already made back that investment after 5 months of being in the business. So if you're still sitting on the fence and not sure if it's for you, I'm telling you, do it today, and you will thank yourself. 4 years from now, just imagine where you can be 4 years from now if you have the courage to take that leap of faith and join this business and be part of this community. So thank you everybody for hopping on and watching me. I just want to share this amazing news with you guys all.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thank you, Dorothy, for that clip into the journey, the business journey of Karen, in her earlier, profession or work. Let me give Karen an opportunity to come in and introduce herself to our viewers, and then we'll pick it up from there. Karen?
Alrighty, thank you, David, Dorothy, and Dorothy for inviting me here today. It's such an honor and my pleasure to come on here. And thanks, Dorothy, for that clip. So that clip was it's probably 2 years now, because we're in March, and I did say they closed the lab in March. So I think I started giving my notice in February, so that's why you can see the snow. And
Right.
It's hard to believe it's been 2 years, and the last 2 years has been nothing short of amazing. Living life on my term, no more waking up to alarms or even worrying about deadlines. So if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Karen from Vancouver, Canada, a mom of 2, not so young little kids anymore. When I started over 6 years ago, it's actually 6.5 because I started in August. That's going on to my 7th year soon. So when I started, I owned that dental lab, as I mentioned in that clip, and that was our main source of income. Even though we were making good income, but it was consuming all of my time, and that was not the life that I envisioned for myself as a mom. And that's why I looked for other ways to supplement my income, only looking for ways to, scale down on the hours at the lab so I can have more time with my kids, not, imagining that I was able to replace the income and shut down the lab. So And I started with zero tech skills. So if you're one of those that don't think you have any the tech skill to be able to work online, trust me, you don't need to, because with our proven system and our step-by-step training, we can get you started even if you have never done anything online or don't even own a Facebook account like myself when I started. So it's
Right.
just, you just have to have that mindset shift where from I can't or I don't to I can and I will, right? So it's just that one little decision can change a whole lot. So you can keep telling yourself you can't or you don't have the skills and continue to stay where you are, or you can make that decision and tell yourself you can and take that first step. All it takes is that one little first step. And that's what I did. Despite being scared and not knowing what to do, I did it anyway. And I would have not been where I am today if I did not take that first step. So that's all I have to say is like, trust that inner instinct, that inner voice, that inner feeling. If it's nudging you, most of the time it's scary, but nothing's gonna change if nothing changes.
Right. Right. Thank you for that introduction and sneak peek into your digital business journey. Coach Karen, this is very interesting. I know for a fact that from the clips that we've watched, or from the clip that we watched, you are very passionate about the work you were doing as running these dental clinics. You can imagine you invested a lot of money, started this business, and you hired people. You were doing quite great. That's a very good business, I'm telling you. And besides that, you were passionate about it. If I put myself in your shoes, I can't imagine waking up and I am not running all over the place doing the technology that I've been doing for the past 25 years. I'm passionate about it. But I do realize something, that with this digital business, the digital era has brought on opportunities that are amazing, that literally the way you say it, it's cheaper to start. The very interesting bit is that it has the capability to surpass the income that you're earning from any of these traditional jobs that we're doing. It's quite amazing. And it's like a too good to be true story, if you know what I mean. You start with $100,000 to do something here, and then an opportunity along the way comes in where you have to spend less than probably 20% of the amount of money you started with in the other business. And years later, your income is surpassing the traditional business you started, and you get to a point where you're thinking, do I pull the plug? You know what I mean? Because it's the logical, it's the logical thing to do. It's what makes sense. So that really poses that kind of a challenge for many people, I believe, that are in your same, or that have been, or that are in the same position that you were before. And we are doing nursing. Okay, we do have these healthcare practitioners. We have people doing law. We have people doing technology, like I'm doing technology, and you just can't imagine. But I do have a story to tell. Dorothy has a story to tell about why and how they joined and saw an opportunity of a digital business. I would like to pick your brain on how and where did you find this opportunity? What checked the boxes for you? I mean, being that you were in dental, running dental labs, okay? Wake up every morning, take care of your employees, take care of business, and then you see something. What checked off those boxes and you said, okay, you know what, let me spend this 10,000 on this business, let me give it a try, and then start to work it, because eventually it did work for you, because from your click, you pulled the plug at some point, you're like, you know what, this thing is actually working, I can live on my own terms. I mean, this is it. And you had to throw some notices, and you actually closed the business. So I'm really interested for the good of the people that are watching us out there, to see how your thought train was. How did you get from that point, see a digital opportunity, jump onto it and work it?
Sure. So for me, it's like I had a really big why. And that was what was the instigator. That was what that gave me the courage, gave me, the motivation to do it. So as a small business owner running my own dental lab, so it was just a small one, my husband and I running it. So we at some point we did have employee, but that didn't work out because with employee, you got to keep a certain, we have to pay them. And if we're not getting enough work, then it's paying them still. So we just figure, let's just stay small, just the two of us. So we know it was good. But the problem with running a traditional business or offline business is that you're limited by the hours in a day and by what you can do. You're literally just trading time for money. And also the second thing was with the traditional business offline, you're limited by your location. I can only serve dentists that are in my area local. Yes, with technology and courier service, yes, I can reach to other dentists in other provinces or even other country, but that's just not realistic if we're just wanting to stay small. So for me, what, like you said, what checked all the box, what made that transition? Because for me, the two biggest thing that I think that really did it for me is like, one is that the business was flexible, right? So because I thought at that point in my life at that time, I did think about other ways of earning money where I can still have some time for my kids. But I thought maybe go, open a different business. But any other traditional business, you're still trading time for money. And that wasn't, I'm just back at square one. And I even consider about shutting my lab and maybe going to a job. But I think if there's any business owners out there, once you're your own boss, it's really hard to going back to being an employee. That's true. That was not really an option. And of course, being an employee, your salary would be capped, right? And so I go, okay. So I thought to actually, this is just the best that I have is having my lab trading. The only trade-off is not having time with my kids. But with this business, it was flexible. And I realized there wasn't a big risk because I didn't have to shut down my lab to start this business on the side. Because any other business or job that I do, I would have to, shut down the lab and take on that full-time job, take on that new business. So I can't be in two places at once. But with this online business, most people that start here are still working their full time. David, as you mentioned, you're still doing your cybersecurity consulting. And I guess Dorothy is still in healthcare. So we can run this business alongside our full-time job or whatever that we're doing right now because it's so flexible that we can squeeze it into pockets of time that we are free. So that was the biggest thing for me. And the second thing was that the investment was nominal. Because if anybody that's a business owner out there or that is contemplating or starting a traditional business, I think you're looking at a 6-figure startup cost in today's economy, really. Like for me, $100K was a small startup because I know there are labs that are $500,000 to start. Because like I said, we were small and we did it home based. So we saved money on rent and all that stuff. So we were small, but still costing over 100 and took 3 years to start to build up the clientele, the business, to start generating income and paying off the thing. And basically for the first 3 years, I worked for free. I was working, but I really wasn't getting a salary.
Getting paid, right.
Because it was just going off to pay off for supplies, for things to run the business, right? Or paying some staff when we did have staff. So it took a while to build up the business. But then, like I said, so this business was flexible. So I did it. So the two things, like the startup was nominal compared to any traditional business. And the thing was like the time flexibility was for me was the two biggest check off. And I think for the investment also, even though it's nominal, but I know it's something that it's not like opening a traditional business. You go, you rent a space, you invest in all the equipment, all renovation of stuff. If it doesn't work out, you walk away. You kind of lost all that money investment. But in our unique business model, the investment that we invest in, it's something that we actually own and keep and use. So then I feel like it's a win-win situation. But it's true. It's like, but how do you know if it worked? There is no guaranteed in life, to be honest. Nobody ever starts a business is guaranteed that they will succeed. But if you're an entrepreneur, you will do your calculated risk, right? The probability of you winning or the probability of you succeeding should be higher, outweighing the risk of you losing or all that. But there's got to be something. But then basically no pain, no gain, or no risk,
pain,
no
no gain.
rewards. So there's
Right.
nothing guaranteed. Maybe, I mean, some people say only a job is guaranteed because if you put in the hours, you get the salary. But I know, talking to some people, they say even that isn't guaranteed nowadays, because with the economy, you know, especially in the last few years with COVID, a lot of things went upside down. So there's just no guarantee in life. But if you're not willing to take that bet on yourself, on your future, on your family, then you're just left, you know, at the mercy of somebody, at the mercy of your boss, at the mercy of your job, of that. So that's why I go, there is no guaranteed, but you just have to look at the facts, the stats. I mean, if our business wasn't working, we wouldn't have a community over 240,000 people globally, everywhere.
Right.
People like myself that's been in it for 6.5 years, because if it wasn't work, I wouldn't still be here, and I wouldn't be able to shut down my lab, right? So it's just that, do your diligence, do your homework. And I know there's lots of opportunity out there, but the other thing is, like, you just have to do your diligence, your homework, and see what is the best fit for you. You know, this business is great for me, for Dorothy and David, but it may not be for you. But you're not going to know that until you do your diligence and compare it to what's available out there. So, you know, we're only here to, as the title of this forum said, is to inform and inspire you, right? Just so you get all the information that you need so that you can make the right informed decision for you and your family.
That's really
Amazing.
true. Thank you very much. Wow. And you nailed a couple of points there. You know, when you say that nobody goes into business, you know, with 100% surety that it's going to work, but you do a calculated, you take a calculated risk, you do your due diligence, and if you have 75% that it will work, and there's a proof of success, like we do have a global community of over 200,000 people that you can actually interact with. This is proof, because it's on online. You can go on Facebook, that group is there. You can find this you know, proof of success that people are actually doing this, people are succeeding, so you can as well. So that is really important. And again, you mentioned something about the working for free, that trap when you're running your own business. You know, it happens to the best of us all. There will be a time where everything that comes in is either being plowed back into the business, or it's being used to pay off other people, you know, that are providing solutions or services to the company. And yes, you're likely to be in a trap where you don't pay yourself, okay? So you can see the business grow, and that can take a while, you know? So yeah, one of the things that you have to look out for is that, but with these kinds of opportunities, it gives you the ability to, you know, get in there, start your business, and see it grow, and be able to exercise that, you know, freedom of income. And, you know, because it's flexible, you know, you can watch it grow and actually earn from it, rather than, you know, do a regular job or something. Dorothy, do you have anything you'd like to add on to that, or?
Oh yeah.
Then ask a question.
Yes, amazing. So thank you so much, Coach Karen, for that. And what I can say is that I liked that point where people, you know, they want assurance that it's going to work, you know, and there's nothing that is assured in life, you know. But if you become skeptical, then you will never move. You never go anywhere. You never discover something that can change your life. You become stagnant. Okay, you work forever. You work for 40, 50 years, and you get literally nothing, you know, or little that can not support you, like in your life. So what I can tell our viewers out there, that like being so skeptical, being that something somebody has to assure you about success of something for you to try it out, it's not going to happen. Like it's not even something that we should be discussing, because nothing is assured in life. You have to really take that leap of faith. You have to really get out of that mindset of too much skepticism. It hinders your growth. It hinders your ability to move ahead. your ability to recognize opportunities that can change your life. So if you really want to change your life, this is the high time to just come check it out. Come check it out and see what is inside this business that we talk about every single Sunday, and bringing people that have actually been successful and they have actually stopped working their day job or their day job, and literally made this business their full-time now because it is surpassed the income that they were getting in their day job. So thank you, Karen. And I don't know if David will allow me to ask a question. I know, Karen, that it's a long journey, 6 years, everything that has happened since you started, closing, and now where you are. But was it smooth all along? Were there any challenges that really came along your way and really discouraged you to a point of maybe giving up? And what did you do to overcome those type of challenges?
I wish I could tell you it was a smooth ride. And, it's always funny because whenever people look at someone that is successful, you only see them once they hit the top, right? When they're up there, all their glory and all their success. And they would just look like, oh, she got lucky or she had it easy. But when you were struggling, staying up late, trying to figure things out, doing and hitting all those roadblocks, those are all done behind the scene. No one sees it. So it's always seen, they only see the glory. So you just have to get out that success is never a smooth ride. Success is, going up and down and learning from mistakes, learning from your failures, and just staying consistent, persistent. And that's how you're going to get there, like one step at a time. It's not a giant leap where you take that one leap and you hit the bullseye right away. Right. So, with that being said, along the way, my journey, I had, hiccups up and bumps and roadblocks. Right. So for me, one of the, I don't want to say the biggest thing, but for me, when I first started, I started with a skeptical husband, truly, truly skeptical. He wasn't supportive. He wasn't on board. But it took a lot of convincing for him to even let me start this business. But then even though he allowed me to start it, but his thing was like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. So he wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Right. So that means that I was doing my training. I was doing my thing late at night when everybody's asleep. After I finished my lab work, everybody's asleep, like 1, 2 in the morning. That's when I started my training. That's when I'm going through the business. So see, these are the things that people don't see, right? The late night, the sleepless night, putting times in so that I can build something that can give me the life that I am living today. So skeptical husband, and of course, and then hiding, can't do the business in front of him. So I have to run to the bathroom to answer.
I know.
So that was my story. So it was a thing. It wasn't so big, but I was very fortunate that I have 2 amazing supporters, my 2 kids. They were my biggest fan. And they were my biggest teacher in this business because I was non-tech savvy. So they were teaching me how to do Facebook, how to post, how to do all this. So that and then that also was a blessing because it actually gave us time to bond and grow together because now they get to show me something where they feel like they're important. So it was great. The bond between the 2 of us, because before I was always too busy to have time, but because now I want to do this business, they're able to help me so they feel good about themselves. And then of course the other thing is you think that it's going to be smooth, you just follow your training, you do like you said, and it would take off. And your business would just take off and you would make, tens of thousands of dollars right away. But it's not. And that's why we always say it's not a get rich quick, right? So it may appear that way, or it may be seen that way compared to a traditional business, but it's not. And I think when Dorothy was saying that, nothing is guaranteed in life, that is so true. And it just kind of brought one point that I want to say is I go, if there's an opportunity out there and if they are promising you that we guaranteed success or we guaranteed that you will make money, that should be a very, very big sign or alert that say, run
for your life.
Because if they guarantee you make money, there's nothing guaranteed in life. So if they can say that to you, they just want your money, right? And that's it, right? So I go take that as a sign and run. So we're being, upfront, frank and honest telling you that we cannot guarantee your success, but we can promise you that we will provide you, that we can guarantee you're going to get the exact same training, the mentorship, access to all our $1 million webinar, mastermind classes, where you're learning from 6-7 figures earners that with their exact tips and strategies, how they scale their business. So we do that. But then the thing is, are you going to really apply those into your business to see results? So that's why we cannot guarantee your success, because we don't know that varying factors, what you're going to put in the business. So it's almost like people going to school, you go through the same program, but some ends up with high paying jobs, some are not, because at the end of your training, are you hustling out there to get a job? Are you showing up for your business? So that's why we're saying there's no guarantees. That's why, because if someone guaranteed you, then take it as a sign and thing. So those are some of the struggles where, there are days where you work so hard, you've been doing this for a while, but you still see no results. And that's when, like Dorothy, that's when you start questioning, is this business working? Is it really for me? Why am I not getting sales or buyers or making money yet? And you start beginning to have doubts. You start to lose faith. And that's part of the journey. And it's it's human psychology, right? When you keep trying and nothing happens, you get to a point that you start questioning, is this really working? But it's just that when I look at people who have persist and kind of funnel through that resistance and get on the other side, that's when they have the success, they have the results. Because sometimes all of this, it could just be a test from God to see how much faith you have in him in the business, right? Because if everything that we ever prayed and asked for and God just handed it to us the next day, how much faith is that going to take? So sometimes you just have to know that this is the right decision, and you have to stick through. Give yourself, 6 months, give yourself a year before you quit. Because most people I see quit before 6 months. And you take any real business out there, nobody makes money in the first year in a real life business. And really 85% business don't make it to 3 years. So by 5 years, probably 95% are out of business. So if you're only doing this business for 6 months and you say it doesn't work for you, then doesn't matter what other business you try, I promise you none of them are going to work for you, because you haven't given enough time to grow, or you haven't given yourself enough time to learn and master things. Because if you think about it, for nurses, you probably have to go to school for 4 years, right? So are you going to just go for 1 year and say, I'm done and I can start making money? No, it takes 4 years. So even though our business, there is no certain time frame, but we have seen the average is 6 to 12 months for people to start to see results happening. But when people don't see it in the first 3 months, they say it's not working or it's a scam. So those are some of the stuff that I ran into, and I just feel like it's the same. But then you just have to have that really strong mindset and know and just see from the results. Like David said earlier, there's proven results that it works. It's not just for only certain people or group of people. Because if you're in our community, you can see the diversity, right? So we've got people from location globally everywhere, but also different ethnicity, background as well. So it's not only for the white people, or not only for the Asians, not only for the Africans, right? So it's for everybody. So it's just that's what we've seen. And like I said, the numbers don't lie. So, yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Karen. Dorothy, any comments?
Amazing. Well answered. Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Karen, thank you for that submission. Key point to take. You said it's a business. It's a business, and you got to work it. Okay. Anybody that thinks that this is, yes, it's a digital business. You're leveraging off of digital, technologies and platforms. And yes, there's a lot of automation. You probably are going to do 20% of what is there to be done in a business. Okay, because there's a lot of automation that is being done for you, and there are a lot of players that you don't see. Okay, so which is really good. But again, the 20% that you ought to do, you got to do, because if you don't, then like any other business that requires your presence and actions to be taken, if you just sit in the $1 million masterminds or listen to or do the training, beautiful, genius compile training. You can listen to these videos, do all your things, but if you don't act, if you don't do what you gotta do and work it like a business, then of course it might look like it's not working for you, and not that it doesn't, but it's just because you haven't done your part. So key point to take home is that it is a business. You come here to do a business, to run a business, and what the automation does for you is something to be proud of and to thank the system for. But the 20% is yours entirely, and that's the part of the business that would take you to wherever you want to go. Dorothy Nakalema, any comments? And as you come in, can you also prepare something to ask Coach Karen?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Coach Karen. Actually, to me, you just remind me one of the richest man in China, that is Jack Ma, said that if you put the bananas and money in front of the monkeys, the monkeys will choose bananas. Not like, because the monkey don't know that money can even buy a lot of
more bananas.
Yeah, so in fact now, if you offer work and business to people, they will choose work because, because they will choose work. Most people don't know that a business can make more money than a salary. So then once, like, one of the reasons why I think poor are poor, because they are not trying to recognize the entrepreneur, opportunities, whereby we were sent to go to school, get those degrees, get those masters, but then they all train us, to work for salary, to work for living. But little do they know that profit is better than salary, because salaries can support you, and profit can make you a fortune. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer a salary, or you prefer to make profits, right? And if you don't learn to recognize opportunities, you will continue to choose the safe path rather than a profitable one. And why did I even get to remember that from that richest man? It's because when you hear Coach Karen's story, it's like the journey. It's like she was owning a business, sorry. But on top of that, she was open to other opportunities, right? Like, she's not just thinking like, okay, I'm now owning a business, I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket. It's like, okay, if this takes me this long, let me try to go and embrace the digital world, because that's where the world is going, than being in a traditional way of where your customers are just on your local, province or your city. So thank you so much for that. Hope our viewers out there, at least you've learned something out of it. And now let's go to our last question for you before you leave. I think you're done with that. So can you share any valuable lessons or insights you have, gained from your experience as an online business owner? At least now you have both experiences, a traditional business and a digital business.
So over the past 6 years of running this business, and I guess about 10 years of running my dental lab, so what I've learned is that systemize stuff so that you can get more out of it. So with my traditional one, it's all me and hands-on. It is not systemized. So it's like, if I'm like the chokehold of the business, if I'm sick or if I'm on vacation, there is no business and there is no income. So I know when I was running that lab, every time we go on vacation, which is like probably just once a year, and usually most is 2 weeks, but typically it's just one. But every time we go on, I always have a lot of anxiety. So it's anxiety because we have to close down our lab. What's going to happen to the work? Like, where are the dentists going to send the work? Are they going to start sending it elsewhere because we're not open? So it's a lot of anxiety, right? Like, and when we come back, will we still have a business? Or will there still be clients? But then when I shifted to this online business, I realized the true freedom we have with the system, the automation, the technology, where, it's like we always say, it's a business that runs 24/7. So whether you're sleeping, eating, working, playing, whatever you're doing, the automation is taking care of that. Like David said, that 20% for you. So thanks to system, you don't need to worry if you need to take time off work. And what also is awesome about this community is that support network we have. So each person in this community has a mentor and a coach. So when I know that back then when I wasn't a coach yet and I had to go on vacation and sometime we're off the grid, no internet, but my mentor and my coach was there. So they were taking care of my business for me. They were, taking care of my leads or my buyers, right? They were nurturing them on my behalf. So even though we are each individual business owners, but we work together collectively as a team to support one another. And I think that is something that I didn't have when I was running my own business. And then the other thing is just when you have that type of traditional business, you are actually in competition with other lab. So it's really hard to ask for help or support from them because you are in competition. But for this business, because not only because we have the support, but because we also have a global market where you're not limited and you're not fighting for the same fishes in the same pond, because we have the whole world at our fingertip. So that's why I go. And I also realize that the world is going digital. Like David said in the beginning, like everything is going online, and COVID really, pushed everything faster than it was, because people who've never been online now are starting to come online, and now we're able to do all these Zooms where we connect with everybody in the world, where that wasn't the thing. And I just feel like the world is changing. So whether you like it or not, they're still going to change and move forward with or without you. So the sooner you kind of accept the fact it is, the sooner you get on the bandwagon, the sooner you're setting yourself up for a secure future. Because what I've seen happen is those who resist the change is the other one that's going to left behind. You can kick, you can scream, you can cry all about it, but people are still going to move forward. And like all the one that's going to cry and complain, like, they're going to leave you there, just sit and cry and complain, but we will be over there and, living the life that we deserve. So I think it's all that. I know change is hard. Change is uncomfortable. Change is scary. But the truth is, everything changes in this world, whether you like it or not. The seasons change, your children grow up, they're changing, your hair is changing, it's growing every day. So you can't keep things constant because, as Tony Robbins said, it's like, life, you're either growing or dying. So you can't just be still. So that's why you need to keep growing. You need to keep learning. You need to keep moving with the time, with society, if you want to survive, if you want to live. So I know it's hard, but I know going onto the digital world is something completely new to me as well. But because I embrace that change, I feel like that I have set up myself and my family for a more secured financial future. Because with everything that's happening around now, I know that if I still have my dental lab, I probably would be in a lot of stress and anxiety. Because I don't think our lab would have survived COVID, because during COVID, we had to shut down for 2 months. And because I was already running this business, I didn't stress about it because we were having income from this business to support us during the time that we were shut down. So it's a great feeling. Yes, not to have to stress about that. So all I have to say is that, if you're feeling stuck and just realize that there is a different way. There is another way to make money. There is a different opportunity. It's just that, are you open to learning, to knowing about different ways that can help you? Because I know some people get really stuck and they're not open, and that keeps them, like we said, stuck in that same comfort zone. And I think, as Dorothy mentioned earlier, like, you need to embrace it and explore the new opportunity if you want to make a change or a shift or see a different life 5 years from now or 10 years from now, right? So that's all I have to say.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. When we're submitting about the change, that everything is changing, but if you don't change, then the world is gonna change you, because the world it is moving on a daily basis, right? So if it is, I always tell people, some of them when they reach out to you, they're like, oh, I cannot do a digital business. I cannot do this. And then at the end of the day, This is where the world is going. A lot of people were suffering in COVID, and a lot of them were earning a lot. So while you're suffering, others, they're even like, oh, we're even made. A lot of people in healthy, sector, they made a lot of money by that time. But then others are complaining. Others, they're even fired them. It means you will just have to embrace the change, because that's where the world is taking us. If you don't embrace it, then the change will change you. And once change comes to change you, it's going to be a very difficult thing. Like when we used to go to school, like when I'm from Africa, they used to beat us, right? If you perform badly. So now it means you are going to be like mentally and physically tortured by the change if you do not embrace it. Because at the end of the day, there is no way you can expect different results, but you are still doing the same thing. So how are the different, if you're looking for opportunities, if you're kneeling down every day, praying to God, you need a breakthrough. Well and good, you need a breakthrough, but then you're not embracing the opportunities in front of you. Then how is it gonna come? So thank you so much, and back to you, David.
Thank you, Dorothy, for that, for your comments and submissions, and Coach Karen, thank you for showing up and sharing those key nuggets about businesses and how things work. Mine is a small addition. I know for a fact that if you really want to start a business online and be successful, you need two things. One, you need a system you need a system where you can be plugged, okay, that has already been built for you. Because lately, if you look at the way technologies are, even web developers and application developers, lately they don't have to code the way coding started, where they have to build a program from scratch. Now they have all sorts of methods where it's modular. Okay, you go for a module, add it here, go for another module, add it here, and you develop your own application. In no time, you have something going. You don't, lately it doesn't take as long as it did, because there's so many technologies out there. And then when you're going to do anything digital or digital businesses, you need to also be able to identify an opportunity that has a system that has already been built for you, that's in place, where you can be plugged into. Okay, and you take off in no time. And you also need products or services that you can market on this system, that that high-end products or services with a great compensation plan. Okay, because that's the only way, again, you can be assured of great compensations or making that kind of money. So you need to look out for these things when you're looking for the kind of opportunities online. So very interesting that this is the way the world is going, and you either jump on or you'll be left behind, because it's a wave, and things that come in, they don't go back. When COVID came in, it came with challenges. Obviously, before that time, everybody that's doing a regular job had to be on-prem. But after COVID, they introduced the hybrid. People started working from home, but eventually they realized they needed them to make some visits at the office. So they created that hybrid system where you go some days and then you work other days off site. And it looks like that's just the way things are. And that's the way it's going to continue, because companies have been able to reduce on their costs of running these big offices, okay? Because now they can share an office. If you're not in your office for 2 days in a week, somebody else can sit in the same spot, So that is how now things are going. So they are scaling down on offices, resizing, and saving more money. And that's just the way things are. Now it's digital. We're in the digital era. We're doing businesses online. We love what we do, but you should be also open-minded to realize that leveraging off of these digital technologies and platforms, it's just the way to go. and there's a lot of money to be made out there. There's that flexibility of location, income, and flexibility of time. These are new features and advantages you can take off that come with just doing businesses online or going digital. So thank you very much, Coach Karen. I don't know whether anybody is ready to close this or add something, but we would like to thank you for showing up, giving us your time of day, Sunday, and for all this that you've shared with our people out there. We hope that our viewers have, those that have tuned in and those that are going to watch this later on, have something or going to find something that will change the way they look at things to also be a part of this digital age and embrace it for work. Thank you very much. So, Dorothy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karen. And, just to summarize what Karen has said, never quit. If you don't join the movement, you're going to be left behind. It will still keep going, So it doesn't mean if you don't check it out, people will not check it out. People will check it out. People will keep making money in the digital space. People will continue changing their lives. People will start quitting their jobs and, having time with their families, having more time for themselves, closing businesses and just going digital. So it's up to you, it's up to our viewers, what do you want? People are so scared of crypto. When the people who got into crypto before, they are now very rich. Another wave is coming of AI, digital. Now, if you're not, it's so scared, you don't want to join, well, it's going to keep going. And then by the time you realize everybody is rich and you're the only one who are working, okay? So embrace this AI, digital, everything digital. You can embrace this business. We are here to help you. We are here to get you started. We are here to help you check it out. And, you can click on our link on each of the viewers here, me, Coach Karen, Coach Dorothy, or David. You can click on one of the links here. We are going to help you get started, even just checking out. We have a trial package, or you can check out first, see if it's a business that you want to do. So and it's risk-free, because if you don't like it, then you get your $149 back. So there's no need to be very skeptical. There's no need not to try this business. We are here to tell you that this business is real, this business is legit, and this business has changed many lives. And you can see straight for people who have joined this business, that like Coach Karen, she came here, you can see the transformation of her life, from this to this. Those who have been with us the whole of the forum, you already saw that. And it's just, this is real information, real people, real results. We don't lie. We don't just fake stuff. We are bringing you real things so that you can make, solid decision on how you can change your life as well. So thank you so much, Karen, for coming. And this is not the last time we're going to invite you. We are going to invite you again. Just keep your calendar open for us. We may be coming back to you, but thank you so much for sparing this time to come and inspire our viewers today. Thank you, and thanks again. Yeah.
All right. So with that, I think we should release Coach Karen. She has an engagement after this.
All righty. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time and for inviting me here today. It's been a pleasure and honor to be here and share my journey. Already have a great afternoon, and we'll see you around.
All right. Bye. Thank you so much, Coach Karen. Thank you.
All right. Okay. David, are you still saying something before we leave?
Well, Dorothy, I think you can go through our comments. We do have some comments, yes, in the comment section. If you can do that for us, then I think we can wind up and
okay. So Praise General says, never quit. I think our guest spoke about quitting. Actually, quitting is not an option. Quitting is for failures. If you want to be a winner, you cannot quit.
Have to keep going.
Yeah. And then we have Mercy says, hello, ladies and gentlemen, watching from Texas. Thank you, Karen. Those are powerful points to take home. That is Mercy, and our winner of last year is here. She's watching
Dozy.
from the Dozy, watching from Boston. And then we have
Introvert.
Lillian, new to the platform. Thanks for the brainstorm. Oh, Lillian, how are you? How are you, Lillian, doing? We have Prosquin. Proquin. Hey, okay. Thank you for sharing. Hopefully, listeners can pick a leaf. Of course, hopefully they will. Thank you, Karen, for watching that. Quitting is not an option. Of course, quitting is not an option. If it's an option, there's no reason as to why you take kids to school, they fail, and then you pay again school fees repeating that same class, you know? So if it was an option, then I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means to some of you out there. So great submission, Coach. All right. Thank you so much, Coach Karen, embracing everything, this business is offering. Thank you so much, David. Thank you, Coach Karen, for sharing knowledge and experience. That's well, actually, you people, if you get to know that on our platform, since we started to, bring guests, I think this is the first lady. Most of the people we bring on our platform, there may be 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, but this is almost 6 years.
6.5.
7 years, almost 7 years.
Almost 7. So it can tell you that imagine somebody to close a dental, lab, and then
It's a big deal. Yeah.
Embracing the digital world. So, when it comes to the digital, going global, it means you're not limiting yourselves. But if you're just in one part of the world, let me say, for example, I'm in California. So if only I have clients in California, that means I'm limiting myself. So we have Mercy says skepticism is a sign of integrity. Oh,
Intelligence.
So use it to do your due diligence about this amazing business. Thank you so much. We have Mike says, what are the examples of the 20% of what one is expected to do? People on the funnel, you have a question in the comment section. I love this. Guys, I wish all of you, you're like Mike. You put in the comment section what you want us to, explain to you. Anybody on the panel who can, reply this gentleman?
Just to redeem time, Dorothy, I'm gonna send Mike to do one thing. From wherever you're watching, Mike, go to the description. There is a link to our website. Click on it. It will unlock a 20 minutes video. Enter your name and email. It will unlock a free 20-minute video. Go and watch that video, and then after that, you should be able to get a call from any of us to address anything else you might want to know. But most of the information you're going to find there. There's a video to watch, 20 minutes. It will explain what's going on and what the opportunity is all about. You'll get an idea of what you're supposed to be doing, Mike.
All right. Okay, answered you. We have Charity here says watching from
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I don't know the abbreviations. You guys forgive me. Thanks for the information. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to take the mic back to the host. And if you're out there, if you always have questions, please put it in a comment section. We will always come and answer all your questions, okay? All right, back to you, David.
Thanks, Dorothy. Thanks, Dorothy.
Thank you
for showing up tonight. All of yours out there, thank you for being a part of this episode of the Digital Business Forum. Special thanks to Dozy, watching from Boston. Regards. Everybody out there, if you haven't watched the full episode, you can go back after this and do a replay. It should be there. See what Karen had to share. Very interesting story. And until next time, we are saying bye-bye.
I own a dental lab. And in the beginning, when I joined this online business, all I was looking for was supplement income so I can cut back on the hours that I have to work in the lab so that I can have more time with my kids. But today, I just finished making my rounds to all my dentists, and I just gave them all notices of us shutting down the lab. So as of March 31st, that will be my last day. I'm giving them some notice for them to find other labs to work with. So I just want to hop on here and share with you how it's been a bittersweet feeling. I wanted to shut down the lab, but I hold on to it for so long is because all the support that my dentists have given me throughout the years. So I didn't just want to leave them, but I know that is not where my heart is anymore. My heart is in this business and with this community, and I'm just really excited. And I just want to hop on here and share that with you. This is what I did. This is something that, when I started the business, I only wanted some supplement income. I'd never imagined that this business could replace our full-time dental lab income, which has already surpassed for the last year. And
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT. This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday Digital Business Forum.